Collier County, Florida. Collier County Ordinance 2004-50 requires businesses and institutions to separate and recycle as many designated recyclable materials as practical. Education and enforcement of this ordinance are handled by the Solid Waste Management Department. Mediterra, Naples. Reducing business waste and increasing recycling saves money, helps the environment, and attracts eco-friendly customers. Waste audits are an important educational tool for the businesses. A waste audit is a formal, structured process used to quantify the amount and types of waste being generated by a business. Information from audits will help identify current waste practices and how they can be improved. Janet Go, Recycling Coordinator, is scheduled to meet with Aaron Oloff, Mediterra's Golf Course Superintendent.
Aaron, thank you for inviting me over, and I appreciate your interest in setting up a recycling program in your facility. There are some questions I would like to ask you before we proceed with the waste audit. Do you know about the Collier County Mandatory Recycling Ordinance?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. The ordinance requires that businesses have to do a recycling program and have recycling in their facility. The next question I'm going to ask you is, are you aware of what type of recyclable materials you generate or create in your facility? I'll give you an example. You have your cardboard, you have aluminum cans, you have plastic bottles, and office papers.
Yeah, right now we basically just have it set up where we're trying to recycle all of our paper. We do use recycled paper, and we also try to double-side copy as often as possible. But really, that's all we have set up right now is a recycling program for our paper, and we'd like to find a few areas where we can improve on that.
Okay, that's very good. And the next question I want to ask you is, do you know the size of your garbage, the dumpster you have outside in the facility, and how much the cost you pay for the collection and service of collecting your trash?
I'm pretty sure right now we have an 8-yard dumpster, but I'm not certain on the amount that we pay for that.
The reason I ask this, because mostly all the vendors I go through that, the reason is if you have a bigger size of your dumpster and you're not filling it up and you want to downsize it, so that will be a cost saving for you, and also the number of pickup, you can cut that down to, instead of having picked up twice a week, you can cut it down to once a week. That would save you money. The cost saving you have from there, the money you save, you can set up and contract out for recycling containers. And that way it will even out. Sometimes people end up having a greater savings than that. Okay. The next thing I'd like to find out from you is, do you have break rooms around here, and do you have training rooms? And I'd like to see your other areas here in your facility, if you don't mind.
No.
I'd like you. Another thing is, I'd like to provide you, this is what I usually do, is I'll provide you this business recycling packet. What it is, it's more information. Here's a brochure about business recycling. This will tell you what you need to do to start a recycling program. I have also a list of recycling haulers that we provide to a customer in case you need to set up a recycling hauler. There's more than 5 haulers in Collier County to do business, so you can pick and choose whoever will give you the best offer.
Okay.
Okay. So with this, I'm going to hand this over to you. Would you walk me around the facility?
Sure.
You just saw the informational part of the waste audit. Janet provided Aaron with the Business Recycling Information Packet, which provides the business with the information they need to start their own recycling program. Business Recycling Information Packet contains pamphlets and brochures that give further information about recycling and options for reducing a business's waste, as well as multiple recycling haulers' contact information.
This is your break room, okay? Here, this is a perfect example. This is your trash container, and you have 2 items here that you can recycle. Their plastic bottle and your aluminum can. This would be a great place that you can set up this is your trash can, set up a recycling container next to it, and therefore your staff can start recycling both items.
That's a good idea, we'll do that.
Aaron, I'd like you to show me your dumpster and let me see what's inside or what you have there. Aaron, I see cardboard in your dumpster. Wow. You need to be able to recycle this, okay? What you can do is you can call the recycling hauler. They will come over and provide you a recycling cardboard container, and you'll set it next to the dumpster, and then now you can collect all your cardboard. And by the way, if you have cardboard in the dumpster, that's why your dumpster gets filled up easily.
All right, that'd be great. A lot of the parts and products we do purchase do come in cardboard, so having a separate container would be nice to separate that.
Following the tour of the facility, Janet Go will follow up with the business in a couple of weeks. Working with businesses throughout Collier County, that's your solid waste management department.